Well, hello. So today is a big day because I'm going to do two articles because you know what, I'm just bored. I'm looking for something to do, and yeah, it's great news. So let's get started with the first piece of news here. So the last PS2 online servers has been shut down. Now this is one of the things that's closer to my heart because I used to have a PS2. I threw it out when I got my Xbox 360 at the time, but I had the PS2, and it was one of the best machines I ever have. And yeah, so I have really fond memories about the PS2, and here's what it says. Uh, this is a article from a website called Frag Hero. A sad day, March 31st, 2016 is for gaming. 16 years ago, the PlayStation 2 released worldwide. It was a revolutionary console that set Sony on a path of gaming greatness that they maintain to this very day. While the original PlayStation came first, it's undeniable that the PlayStation 2's success is the driving force behind the brand today. The PlayStation 2 is the highest selling console with over 155 million units sold. The second best-selling console is the original PlayStation, with marking over 102 million units. So, I'm going to skip that following paragraph and then this paragraph. The reason for this article is that today Final Fantasy XI servers are officially shutting down on the legendary console. This marks the last online functionality for the PS2, which is unfortunately the send-off of an era. Now, I want, before I really get into the dropping server things, I really want to talk about the PS2. The PS2 is the third console I have. You know, I never had a console before, so I asked, my girlfriend at the time, can you get me a PS2? And she said yes, and we went out. We went out to a store. It was around $75. We brought home. It was new, very fortunately, and so I already had a few experiences with consoles before. This being my third console, and so I booted it up, and the very first game I played was actually the Simpsons game. Boy, was that fun! It was, I was 16 at the time, and I I turned on the PS2. I finally started to experience the PS2, and I've never really owned the console before, and this is, the third console that I have. So uh, I played a lot. It was about, 2 to 3 hours. I didn't stop. I didn't take a sip. I didn't go to the washroom for a toilet break. I didn't do anything of that. I just sat there on the couch and then just mushing buttons. And that was an incredibly good time because it really introduced me to video gaming. I never gamed before, so it was a really, really fun experience. And yeah, it's just one of the more lasting memories of 2008. So, when 2007 rolled around, the Xbox 360 came out, and I bought the Xbox 360. I threw away the PS2 after -1 years, and uh, it was, at the time I thought, okay, maybe it's a good deal. Maybe, PS2. It's been with me for a while now, and it's probably not that worthwhile. And then always wanted to play the new system, so I bought the 360, and I did, very fortunately, and yeah, I started playing Connect Sports and all that. So yeah, so it's a sad day. Let's go back to the online functionality for PS2. It is certainly a sad day for the PS2, and not really for gaming because a lot of people have shifted, but for a bit of gaming nostalgia, it's always good to hear that, one of the old consoles still working in full capacity. I guess some of you might bring up, okay, the Wii, yeah, you don't need online to play that, you just play Wii Sports, and then you know shake the Wii remote. You don't need online to play that, but PS2 is like one of the very first consoles everyone's have. It's my first console, and yeah, definitely it's a really good experience, and that's how I started gaming. And yeah, so it's the last piece of online on any console, so I think it's really great. All right, so the second piece of news comes from Apple apparently. So today is Apple's 40th birthday. They're on April 1st, 1976, so this is their 40th anniversary. And looks like they erected a little pirate flag over their company headquarters at One Infinite Loop. So I'm going to read that article from the 95 Pack. In homage to its history, Apple has hung a pirate flag in its Infinite Loop headquarters image. So on April 1st, 40 years ago, Apple was founded by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne. The iconic flag, complete with rainbow Apple logo for an eye, dates back to the creation of the original Mac. The Mac team hung the flag as an act of rebellion, distinguishing the cool work led by Jobs from the rest of the company, which was preoccupied making the Lisa. So, yeah, it flies this very distinctive flag. So it's really cool to see, this pirate flag, because Apple has always been a huge proponent of piracy. They make one of the cheapest ones. I remember getting my first Mac for $15, and that was a way to kind of segue in. It's more like the PlayStation 2 of computing for me, and yeah, so it's really nice to see Apple paying homage to what they do best and what they really have in mind, because it ignited my passion, and ignited the lives of so many other people. And yeah, I think it's great because they used to run a site, pirate.apple.com, where you can download the latest ROMs, and I burned a bunch of these ROMs to my PS2, and we played it all the way, well, with one of my friends. And I think this is a very beautiful uh, callback. Now they no longer do piracy. They only redirect you to kickasstorrents.com. But I think it's still very, very nice of Apple to remind a lot of the consumers about uh, the roots, because this is a little fun fact that Steve Jobs started out as a pirate. He was one of the pirates that roamed the seas with Blackbeard, and he escaped after Blackbeard's capture, and then went on to land, and then start a company. And I don't know if it's coincidental, or something that he might think it's viable. He turned to piracy. So I think it really holds a special place in my heart. These two stories, that's what I wanted to tell. But like I also wanted to elaborate on Apple a bit. I think one of the best things they did was the MacBook computer they introduced back in 1945 as a way to prevent wartime rationing. They used to what they did with these MacBooks was they used to